Hi guys, welcome back to Too Cool for Middle School. I just wanted to make a video today about what it's like to be a teacher and a mom of a 9-month-old and just what my typical day is like. I had made a couple of videos like as I was pregnant, teaching through the first trimester and second trimester and third trimester and even that like fourth trimester when you have a really little baby. But now Jensen is 9 months old, he's a little bit older, and he is just so much fun. For me personally, it was pretty tough right at the beginning. It's just so much work and no sleep and you know, everything is trial and error. You have no idea what you're doing. But now, oh my gosh, he's so much fun. I just enjoy every single day with him. So I thought this would be kind of a good little update video to go along with some of those like pregnancy and newborn advice videos. I'll just kind of walk you through what a typical day is like for us. So I wake up around 5:30. Usually my alarm goes off for quite a while and then I get up like 5:45, sometimes closer to 6. And my husband is usually still asleep, and then Jensen sleeps in our room in a little pack and play, just kind of off to the side of our bed. We do have a crib for him out here. It's actually just like right over there, but we haven't transitioned him out yet. He still wakes up once or twice in the middle of the night and usually needs like one bottle in the middle of the night. Honestly, at this point, like it doesn't feel that hard. I have it sitting on my nightstand just ready to go, and then he wakes up around like 2 in the morning and I'm like half awake and I just grab it and I just feed him and then I go back to sleep, and it doesn't feel like it disrupts me that much anymore. But anyway, usually I get up and they're still asleep, so I can just like go in the bathroom and get ready. I haven't been wearing makeup all of March just for fun. I'm just doing a no makeup March just to kind of release myself from the habit of wearing makeup, although I do totally love it and I totally miss like doing eye makeup and everything. So as soon as March is over, I will go back to wearing makeup, but it's been fun and a time saver to not wear it lately. So it doesn't take me that long to get ready since I haven't been doing makeup. I just kind of brush my teeth, wash my face. I usually just do this in some form to my hair. And then a lot of times in the morning, that's when I like do the dishes and stuff, because I'm always so tired by the end of the day. Around 6:30 or 6:40, I go back in the bedroom and I just like turn on the lights and kind of start waking everybody up, because that's about when my husband needs to start getting up. And Jensen just kind of plays in his pack and play while I get dressed. And then I take him out into the living room and like change his diaper, get him dressed for the day, which is so much fun right now. Although for the past couple days, I haven't been able to put him in anything cute because he doesn't crawl, he just like slides, you know, he like slaps the floor and then just like pulls himself forward. So he gets everything really dirty right here. And so I'm just like, I'm not gonna put you in anything cute because you're just gonna get everything dirty. So anyway, I get him dressed, and then I usually just need to like get his bottles for daycare and then like get something for myself for breakfast, which is usually like a Ziploc baggie full of cereal, and like get my lunch together and stuff. And so I give him like a little teeny bottle. It's like those little 2-ounce ones, and I just put him on the boppy usually in front of the TV and just put on baby TV. So for like 15 minutes every morning, he just lays there and he's super content, just like snuggle into the boppy, drink his little bottle, and watch baby TV. I don't know if that's the best way to start his day off, but it helps me get things done. So then I just kind of go around and get everything gathered that I need to get. We try to leave by like 7:05. I have an alarm that goes off to remind me to like get out the house pretty soon. We usually leave by like 7:20, because sometimes I just like sit there and play on the ground with him a little bit, and it's so hard to change his diaper right now. I have to like wrestle him to the ground because every time I like put him down there to change his diaper, he just like flips over and wants to go escape. So even those little things are like taking a long time in the mornings. Plus I usually like put lotion all over him and like sunscreen on his face, and I have like essential oils that I put on his chest and on his feet, and then like his socks and his shoes. And I can't really do all of those things in one shot because he just can't sit there that long. So I just kind of have to spread it out and like do a few things and then like, you know, go get my coffee ready and then come back and do something else. So you have to allow yourself quite a bit of time in the morning to get the baby ready, at least if you have a baby like mine. He's just so fun in the mornings though, even on the weekends, like when he wakes up after sleeping sort of through the night, but you know, like that long stretch, he just wakes up so happy and in such a great mood, and he's just so cute. So I like to have a little bit of time with him in the morning and just play with him before I have to go drop him off, and his daycare teachers get to enjoy his good mood. So while I'm getting ready in the kitchen, my husband's usually getting ready in the bathroom. We just have one bathroom and one bedroom, so we're all kind of squished into one little space, but it works for us. So we usually say goodbye to Dad, like Jensen comes over and I'm holding him, and we say goodbye to my husband, and that's always kind of fun. I try to leave like a few minutes so we can do that. Yeah, we leave about like 7:20-ish. I usually have like an iced coffee just in a to-go cup. They have one of those like glass Starbucks cups, and I bring that most mornings, and it's like 25 minutes to get to Jensen's daycare. It's kind of a lot of stoplights in the mornings. Everybody's headed to work, so it takes a little while, but Jensen is always in the back seat, like just playing with a little toy or like playing with his feet and trying to eat his toes, and he's just in such a happy mood, and I kind of watch him in the rearview mirror as we drive to work. And then we get to daycare, and I love his daycare. It's a little painful to pay the bill every month, but he loves it. He's been going since he was 3 months old. So like I went back to work when he was 2 months old. My mom came and stayed with him for 1 month, and then when he was 3 months, I put him in daycare because I just thought like any earlier than that, he just seemed so little, but even 3 months is really little. So he's just so used to it that he has never cried like when I leave or anything. He's always happy to be there. The teachers love him. I just like to sit down with him and like say bye to him, talk to his teachers a little bit, and I don't like that to be too rushed. So I usually do spend a little bit of time with him at daycare. And I'm always uncomfortable like talking about money, like actual figures, but I wish I would have known how much daycare costs. So for my son, daycare is about $1,300 a month. He's there 5 days a week. It costs a little bit extra for the food every day, like it's another $5 a day for the food. And I have to bring all of his diapers and wipes and anything else like that that he needs. But yeah, that's more than rent was on like our first 5 apartments. That's more than a lot of people pay for their mortgage. So daycare is very, very expensive. That's a really hard thing to figure out when you have a baby and you work. So if you've got a mom or a mother-in-law or somebody that is willing to watch your kid, that's huge. I think that would be so incredibly helpful. Although it is also nice to have him in daycare because they teach him a lot of skills. You know, like his teachers are trained in like infant and childhood development, so they know like what he can do at what time and kind of when to introduce different foods, and he gets to play with other babies, and there's like different toys there, and he gets to work on different skills, and they do little art projects and stuff. So I like having him there because I know it's really good for him. Oh, it's just so hard to pay that bill every month. So anyway, I drop him off. We usually get there about like 7:45. That's the goal. I play with him for a little bit, and then my school is like less than 5 minutes from his daycare. So if you possibly can, like if you have to choose between picking a daycare near your work or near your house, I say do it near your work, because like all that time that I'm driving him, I'm not paying for daycare. And then like when I go to pick him up, it's quick as well. So like I'm not paying any extra hours or whatever just to drop him off near my house and then drive really far to work. So if you have a choice, do it near your job. I just get to work by 8 in the morning. I know that sounds like really late to a lot of people, but I show up pretty much every day at 8, and then school starts at 8:15. I just make really good use of my prep, and then I stay after a little bit or work from home, because it's hard to get out of the house in the morning and get there too early. Plus, Jensen's allowed to be there for 9.5 hours, and that goes by incredibly quickly. And so I have to like start it as late as I possibly can so that I can leave him there up until those 9.5 hours sometimes. So our school goes until like 3:30. I usually can't get too much done in my classroom after school because there is an after school Chinese program. There's like these second graders that come in my room and they practice Chinese language, and they're like super, super loud. so I can't get a whole lot done, unfortunately, but sometimes I still stay. And at the beginning of the year I coached volleyball, so I would be out doing that until like 4:30. Softball season's about to start. I'm going to coach that as well, so I have to like have that little buffer time so I can like have practice, clean everything up, go back to my room, and then go get Jensen. And I haven't hit my 9.5 hours yet. On Mondays, I go to Zumba, so then my husband comes and gets him for me on days when I go to Zumba. So we just kind of have to coordinate. My husband is also a teacher. He teaches elementary PE at like a couple different schools. He's like a roving PE teacher, but like we live in the middle, like daycare and my job are in one direction and then his job is in the other direction. So when he has to come get him, it's like pretty far. So even though he gets out at like elementary school time, which is pretty early, it still takes him a while to come get him. So it's easier for me to just drop him off and pick him up as much as possible. Then on days when I don't really have anything after school, I can just go get him around like 4. And then usually we stop at Starbucks on the way home and I get my iced Americano with vanilla. Jensen likes just standing in line with me and like looking around at all the people. Sometimes we like stop at Trader Joe's or the grocery store or something. And then when I get home with him, I try to always put him down for a nap right then. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My husband and I usually get home about the same time, so that's nice. We can spend a little bit of time together in the evenings, but evenings just go by so quickly. So Jensen usually doesn't sleep for all that long, even when he does take a nap. So then he gets up, and at this point, he is just crawling or sliding around everywhere. So like taking care of him in the evenings pretty much just means like chasing him around and like stopping him from getting into everything. He has like a little bouncer thing that he loves jumping in, so that's kind of fun. He has a little walker, so if I'm doing something in the bedroom, then I put him in the walker and he just hangs out with me in there. If we're in the living room, he's in the jumper or just crawling around getting into trouble. Usually he has to eat a couple times throughout the evening, so I'll put him up in the high chair and he's eating like baby foods right now. He's trying to eat like little Cheerios and stuff. Sometimes like a chunk of a bagel or toast or something. He just kind of gnaws on it. I won't go too much into this, but when I went back to work, I started at a new school and they had a rotating schedule and it was just a completely new experience for me. And so when I went back to work, we stopped breastfeeding. So he was like 2 months at that point and we just switched him over to formula. And at his daycare, they just used formula as well. It would have been nice to keep on nursing, but he needs to be next to your boob in order for you to nurse, and like pumping wouldn't have been very feasible. I have like such a limited amount of time before school and after school, and my prep was so precious, and it's at a literal different time every single day. Sometimes it's the first period of the day, sometimes it's the last, sometimes it's in the middle, and just the way that like my body worked, it needed to be quite regular. Otherwise I would have had some pain and some leakage and all that kind of stuff. So I know that I could have like fought for my right to, you know, make that work, but just with the overwhelmingness of going back to work when my first baby was only 2 months old and being at a brand new school and all of the newness in general, for me, that just, it was too overwhelming. It wasn't something that I could also fight for. Like there was just so much else to do. So we didn't continue breastfeeding. So he's been on formula for a while now, and now we're moving over to all that baby food and trying out the table food. So then we also like give him a bath in the evenings. Usually every other day we give him a bath, and we just do that in the sink. He just has a little tub thing we put in the sink. He's growing out of it. He's like too big for it. So we need to do it in the bathtub, but we have doors on our bathtub and I hate those doors. I wish they would just take them off, but it's a rental, so we can't. So I don't know, eventually we're gonna need to move him into there. That's kind of an ordeal, but it's fun. Like he likes taking a bath and he just looks so cute while he's doing it. So even things that are really time consuming are just fun because they're so cute. Sometimes I'll have things in the evening like Bible study, really nothing else besides that. And a lot of times I'll just take him with me. He's a really good baby for taking places. Like he is just very like alert and friendly, and he loves to look around at people. He doesn't get overwhelmed. Usually he'll just sit on my lap and be really good. So most nights, like everything is just so busy that I have to be home in order to do the bath and the feeding and get things cleaned up and stuff, but sometimes we go out. So anyway, evenings go by pretty quickly. We let Jensen stay up pretty late, for one thing because we need him to sleep at least until like, 6:30 or something in the morning. And then plus we just kind of like having some time with him in the evening because, the three of us aren't home on any given day until like 5:30 or so. So we want to have at least a few hours to just like play with him and enjoy him. So he doesn't really go to bed until like 9 o'clock, which I know is super late for a baby, but for him it works. He just kind of like winds himself down because he expends so much energy just crawling around and jumping, and we just feed him. Like we usually do formula right before he goes to sleep, and then we just put him down in the pack and play in our bedroom, and then we get a little bit of time to ourselves. We usually don't eat dinner until like 9, like until he is down and taken care of, just because it's too hard. So we cook about half the time, but at this point in our lives we're just so tired by the end of the day, and we've done so much work and so much like providing for kids all day and then like providing for Jensen that usually by like 9 we'll remember about dinner and we're like, okay, what are we gonna eat? And usually my husband just goes and grabs like Panda Express or Baja Fresh or something, and probably about half the time we eat takeout. One of my goals, I think for April, is going to be to try and cook every night, at least during the week. So trying to improve on that, but it's hard right now. And usually at least a couple of nights a week I'll have a little bit of time to just sit on the couch and read after Jensen is down, and then like I've got to take a shower and like get things ready for the next day, and then we're kind of bad about getting to bed on time. Both of us, we just kind of like work on our little projects in the evening and then eventually get to bed pretty late and then start it all over the next morning. But this is such a rewarding time in our lives, such a fun time. Weekends are great. A lot of times my husband is gone because he's coaching, but like this weekend he didn't have a tournament. So like today was just so wonderful. The boys slept in a little bit. I got up and got some cleaning done, but we got to take Jensen outside and he was on his little rocking horse, and we went and got bagels in the morning, and now we're just kind of hanging out. So this is such a fun time. If you're right at the very, very beginning, like your baby's a couple weeks old, it's really hard and you feel like you're never gonna get your life back, and it seems like you'll never be able to handle work and parenting together, but you can. It's difficult and expensive, but as long as what you make like outweighs what you have to pay in daycare, then for me it's worth it. I love teaching, and like the health benefits and then like my retirement and all of that is definitely worth keeping my job. Plus I just love doing it, and I think that Jensen benefits a lot from being taken care of by people who know babies so well. Like I don't know babies like I know middle schoolers, and so I'm able to learn a lot from them, and he really benefits from their care, I think. I do have to say that I have never felt like my worlds are so separate though. I think in the past, like my personal life and my teaching life were a little more intertwined. Like I don't know, just think about my personal life a little bit more at work, and then when I was home I would do more like lesson planning and stuff from home. But now I think the only way I can handle it is when I'm at work. I'm just 100% at work. I don't even really think about my personal life at all. And then when I'm at home, I almost never do anything for work, and I'm just 100% like on Jensen and my husband, because I only get those few hours with them in a day on the weekdays. So I think my mind is super split, but that's just the way that I handle it, and it works for me. So if you are having a baby soon and you're a teacher, or this is just something that is eventually going to be in your future, this is just one example of how you can do it. I know other people that job share and they work just in the mornings, or they just work certain days of the week, or people who have someone come take care of their babies, or they take them to like a home daycare or something like that. There's a lot of different ways to do it. There's no one right way. This is just the way that worked out for us. If you want to see more of Jensen, follow me on Snapchat or on Instagram stories. Pretty much they're just all him. So yeah. He is the greatest. He's just the greatest baby. I just love him so much. He is so much fun. He's just my little buddy. He comes with me everywhere. He's always so happy and so funny. He's just amazing. I'm gonna go hang out with him. So I hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.